the cloud computing, we have purchased the cloud space and we have shared with all the team members. For example, when the purchase department released the purchase order, they used to keep it in all the purchase order copy in one place. Any material received at the gate, the security guy or stores guy can open the purchase order, he can see at any time. Same way, any material received at stores department before unloading the stores, he can cross verify with the purchase order. Suppose finance person wants to see the GRN listing or purchase order, he can also see the same listing. So one person can work once, the benefit will go to all the people. So no need to do the same work parallelly with n number of people. So we may save a lot of time and energy. Same way, suppose most of the cost accountant and chartered accountant carrying a pen drive for presentation or some of the working files they used to carry in the pen drive. Suppose if pen drive having some problem, very difficult to attend the particular meeting. Maybe we used to go to GST department or we may go to income tax department. If any details they have asked, we can take all the information, share this through WhatsApp itself. They can see and they can take immediate action. So our problem will be solved across the table whenever we have all the data in the cloud. In fact, in our office, we have purchased on WT Cloud 1 TB, kept in our office. So whenever our officer used to do this work, he used to do everything and keep it ready for the next person review. So our audit manager used to open the same file, he review. Once it is completed, he will send the SMS to me, the file is ready, you can open. So that will come to my review. I used to do all the review, then I'm going to send this to client place, to the director or the concerned person. So that no need to send the details through mail, we can save a lot of time and space in our laptop, and the usage of internet speed and everything can be saved. So instead of keeping everything in our laptop, we can keep it in the cloud. Whenever we want, we can take it. Maybe even 20 years old data is also available for me. Whenever we want to share some information, we used to carry our WD cloud and we used to share with the people. Maybe this is very useful for the people. Instead of keeping in hard disk, they may go for cloud. Maybe our CMA person, practicing member can use this. So in fact, whenever I used to be in the client days, in case any details are required, I used to send a message to my people. They used to work it out and put it in the common drive. From client case, I will open that file, I'll show to the client. So for us, we can complete the work. It will be useful for our client also. So this is my experience I thought of sharing with you, sir.
Yeah, that's really nice. I think that calls for a claps to you from all of us. Somebody who have actually used a cloud very, very positively, and as a practicing CMA, you have done it already. Okay, thank you. And one more small suggestion from my side. If you have a cloud, and then you can replicate the cloud in your laptop many times, so that whenever you work on a laptop, it automatically goes to the cloud and stays there. So without a laptop, as Mr. Vadivel says, you can always work, or you can always retrieve the data from wherever you are, even on a mobile or even on somebody else's laptop, you will be able to do that. That is all that. Now we will proceed with this presentation on what is our role and how it can be connected. Okay, that is what I would like to do. So we will do that. So what are all the objectives? The objectives will be, why should we know about all these things? First of all, what as CMA, why I am bothered? Why should I know? And then who are all the players and participants in the cloud computing? And whether I am a player as a CMA or whether I am a participant as a CMA. Then what could be our areas of contribution? And the internal risk security audit point. Suppose I am doing an internal audit, or I am doing a risk audit, or I am doing a security audit or a forensic audit. What are all the points I can take I should note, and then I should tell, or I should report in my report. Then how do I tell my clients to how to optimize their IT cost? Then SLAs and monitoring, we have been discussed about this. So that is also one of the point where CMA can play a role. And then billing and accounting, how it is to be done, we will just see that. Then what is the IT security role? How much role is there? And then strategy for our clients. What should be the strategy for our clients when we are going to talk to the clients? And then cost in the cloud. What are all the costs? How much we should be able to do? At what particular cost we should be able to go to the cloud or not? Okay, these are all the connect of CMA on the cloud computing. Why should we know? Okay, that is what we are here. And then whether we are players and participants, we will see that very shortly. What could be our areas of contribution? And then what are all the audit points on internal risk, security, managing IT cost, how we are going to tell our clients, SLAs and monitoring, what kind of an SLA and what kind of a monitoring our client should do. Then billing and accounting, we will see IT security aspects, strategy for our clients, what it should be, cost in the cloud, right? This is what I'll be now doing it in another, say about 15 minutes, we'll be able to carry on this. Okay. Now, why should I know? Because here is who we think we are. I am smart. Okay, so I am not dummy. So why should I get into all these things? Then I'm a professional consultant who wants little or nothing to do with the technology, but that is not possible. We are in this century without technology, we are going to be completely obsolete. But you are an IT person. In our case, it is not going to take place because what happens, somebody who knows a lot of IT, they think that they know everything. Whereas the IT technology also is going so fast that we will not be able to understand what is happening in the IT team. Now let's go to a small, very small thing. They have to innovate. So let us find out. Now what happens? Uber. What do we know about Uber? Can somebody tell me, please? Uber. What is special about Uber? Uber, Ola. Can somebody tell me, please?
They have only the platform. They do not have their own vehicle at all.
Yes. See, Uber is the largest taxi company in the world who do not own any single vehicle. Whereas the business used to be, your travel agent used to have his own vehicles, or sometimes he used to borrow vehicles, but then it is all his vehicle. Whenever we went for if you remember, many of us have gone for contracts with the travel agents. So travel companies, we used to say, you must at least have 60% in your own name. He should submit the RC book and all those things we used to find out. Now, all
He
your
doesn't have a
corner,
physical office.
he may have, sir. We do not know. We don't know where it is. They may be having. But you are right. They have a virtual office. You don't know where is their office. For you, there is no physical office. But there is a physical office. Hyderabad, I know where it is. Okay. And Chennai also where it is, we know. So there is a physical office. If you had gone to previously NTS call taxi, how many of you remember this NTS call taxi? Before Uber, Ola and all came, there was an NTS.
Yeah.
NTS call taxi office was near near Meenambakam. When we go to the airport on the left side, when we go towards Nanganallur, in that area, the NTS office was there. But many of us were not knowing. So like this, Uber also has got an office. The only thing is they don't have a vehicle. See, it's a taxi company and it is a taxi company and it doesn't have a vehicle. This is a business. And what about Facebook? Who creates content in the Facebook, please? All of you, many of you must be having a Facebook account. Who creates the content?
Maybe it's something to do with AI.
So content in Facebook, who creates?
Facebook only people like us only they create.
People like you only create the content and they make the money.
Yes.
Facebook, the most popular media, creates no content. You only create the content. So we slog for Facebook. I jokingly tell everybody in India, nobody is unemployed because everybody is employed by Facebook or WhatsApp, but they don't pay a salary. That's the only difference. But we are all employed by them, right? And Alibaba or for that matter, Amazon or Flipkart. So we can't go for a year-end inventory valuation as accountant or auditor because if you really look at it, none of them have got any inventory. They don't have inventory at all. And Apple, if you will be really surprised, Apple does not own any factory. Apple is the only mobile company in the whole world which does not own a factory. All others have got their own
They
factories.
make money by connecting both sides.
Ah,
That's all.
and Apple doesn't have a factory at all, first of all. And Apple phone, Apple iPad, Apple this, Apple that, everything sells. They don't have a factory. This is a business model. And then where is the, now that we have seen cloud and all, where is the server for WhatsApp? Where is the server for WhatsApp? Can somebody tell me? WhatsApp server? Where is the servers for WhatsApp, please?
It's in predominantly available in every country.
Karthik ji, the server is your own telephone, mobile.
Okay.
That is why when you are trying to delete any picture, it asks you, you want to delete for me or for everyone? You remember? Within 7 minutes or
Yes.
so.
Yes.
So you send a picture or a message to someone, and then when you try to delete it within a particular time period, it asks you, you want to delete for me or for everyone? When you say for everyone, the message gets vanished from all other people. You would have sent it to 2,000 people. Everybody's mobile will not have that message because it is in your server and within a time limit, you have now deleted it.
Sir, yes.
So please understand, WhatsApp is using your mobile as a cloud. Everybody's mobile is a cloud. And WhatsApp doesn't have any server. They don't worry about keeping a server, maintaining it all. No, it's all yours. Your mobile, whatever WhatsApp you are going to download, it is available in your mobile. This is how WhatsApp works. Now, what is happening? What has happened to the complete business? Business has become disruptive, isn't it? It has become innovative. It has become collaborative. Unfortunately, you are also part to this collaboration without money. And then consumption is shifting the lines of economy. Now, if this is happening, what is going to be the fifth wave? Just look at the fifth wave. He says, I used to run tech support at an internet access company. when you die and go above, this man says, so even you above also internet and other things are working. Now, jokes apart, where do we come in? The players and participants in cloud computing. Players are vendors, partners, business leaders. Participants are end user, business management, cloud service provider. So where do we contribute actually? Supporting business agility, we can contribute in that as professionals, and reducing capital expenditure. So as Mr. Vadivel was telling, instead of putting your own computing expenditure and your own fixed assets on computer, you have gone there, the company in which he has given the consultancy or the suggestion, they have gone for cloud computing so that their capital expenditure is reduced. Definitely there will be a revenue expenditure. So they would have worked out the economics of scale, whether we should go for what is the total operating cost, let's say for 10 years, whether I should have bought my own computer resources and employ software fellows to do all these things, or I go for the cloud computing. Then you can control the operating expenditure. Okay. Now coming internal risk security audit. So I can now do as an CMA cloud service performance, how it is there. We will be able to look at the performance of that, support to the business, and what is the corporate and IT governance issues. because every corporate, every company, bigger companies I'm talking, they will have their own IT governance and corporate issues. We'll have to find out whether the cloud computing agreement takes care of this, and whether my governance issues are easily taken care or not. Then my business assets are protected, and my customer support, how it is doing. And when it comes to managing IT cost, how do operating expenses is being taken care, and what should be my capital investment, and how administering the cloud services. We have seen, whether it should be a SaaS, PaaS, infrastructure as a service, and whether vendors availability, effectiveness, experience, all these things we'll have to look at it. See, when we are going to give some suggestion, so we will be, if we know what is cloud and what are all we are supposed to do, then we will be able to give a good suggestion and a good consulting points to our clients, and they will also be happy that we are adding value to their organization. So that is, to do that, the foremost important thing is we should understand what is meant by a cloud and how it is operating and all. That is why I thought I will take this particular topic. Then SLA and monitoring, we should know whether contract terms, types of service, penalties, changes in business condition, support targets, problem resolution process, all these things should be part of your SLA and monitoring. So you can talk to your client, look at a SLA draft and find out what is happening, whether everything is correct or not. That is what we should now look at with the client and then work. And on the billing and accounting. So one cloud benefit is that as a customer, you can acquire as much as capability as needed. Okay. So for this to work, billing and account management must be automated. So we must know, we can tell our customers and our clients how to monitor their usage and how much it should cost. And then whether the billing is happening properly or not. Because anything generated by a computer, everybody thinks it is all very good, very good. There will be no problem, no problem. But it may not be really like that. So there can be real problem. So we must help our clients at looking at, we can do an audit of the billing and accounting. Accounting though anyway, the financial fellows will do. But then from our side, we can do the billing audit, we can do as a pre-audit or whatever it is, as to this is the value addition will be to the company. And cloud and IT security, identify management, access control, whether the access is properly control, and whether everybody is authorized or authentication is given only to some other people, external threats, removal and protection, what are all the external threats, and IT security software and hardware, what kind of a firewall they have done, what kind of a security, what kind of a virus protection, whether they have got a uninterrupted power supply source, all those things we should be able to do that. Now, this is another small sort of a cartoon. We take network security here very seriously. You can see all the cowboy sort of thing and people roaming with horses and other things, monitoring everything. Now, for a strategy for your clients, the key areas could be public, private, or hybrid. Public means completely on cloud on somebody else. Private means maybe your own premises with your own hardware, or a hybrid mixture of both. And whether it should be capex or revenue, or what should be the level of service, and then what should be the rules and regulations. Okay. And control of data, how it is going to be done, right? Then cost in cloud, what should be the hardware, what should be the software cost, what should be the power supply cost, networking and communication equipment, and electricity. These are all the areas which we will have to really look at it. And I am now come at the end of my 90 minutes interaction session. It is exactly 8 o'clock. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your time and input, for taking and then joining me. On an average, we had so many people here. So I'm very, very thankful to you. So what I request you is, I would like to have a feedback, and we will have a discussion or a question and answer session if you have anything. Okay, and thanks a lot. And you can note on my mobile number is there. Anybody wanting the presentation, please send me a message. I will be able to do it. My mobile number is 94770227, and the email ID is tca@tca-online.in. And I got a website, tcasprasad.in. And more than that, I have my own YouTube channel, which also I will send you the link. Even today's sessions will get to the YouTube channel, maybe by tomorrow, so that you can again go through it. And any reading material you want, apart from this presentation material, I will send you some other reading material by WhatsApp or by mail. Okay. So I
Sir,
stop the
one request,
screen
sir.
sharing. Pardon me?
Sir, one request is reading material and PPTs you can upload to your website so that if anyone requires, they can download from there. Sometimes I'm doing,
Okay,
of course.
sir. That is
reading material or
that's a good suggestion. I will upload in my website. Okay.
So
And
we
my
can,
website
download.
gives you a very dynamic input every time, because unless you go through the website, you will understand.
I've
So
seen
you can
that.
go through and
Yeah, I think one or two things I have downloaded also from there earlier.
oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Rao Saab, Lakshman Rao Saab. Oh, thank you, Karthik. Thanks for your clap. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
I have doubt regarding that certificates. You said you let me know.
See when you are getting into the agreement with the people, okay, there are third-party certificates available on the security and on the what you call the dependency of the companies. Okay, so we will have to look at those third-party certificates before we enter into any of the agreement with any of these companies. So I will give you the further input. I will definitely do that. Okay. Off the cup, I am not able to tell you which are all the third party parties and all. I will definitely do that. You can send me a message. Yeah, please.
I was just going through some of the articles written on Times of India a couple of months back, where it specifically spoke about cloud and security certificates and the various salaries that have been given. So they were talking about cloud certified professional cloud architect, Google certified professional cloud architect, AWS, CISA, they were talking about Azure, VMware. So that's why I just thought is this something relevant to CMA?
Yeah, it will be relevant to CMA because what is happening, CISA, you must be knowing. It is whether it is a CMA, CA or whatever it is, anybody can do that. It is based on a system audit. Like that, these days there are courses where, like I have told you, many things. Whether the tag for architecture is there or tag 3 architecture is there for the club, for the data center. Whether what is the firewall system available, what is the what is that virus protection available. All these things you will be able to audit yourself and then give a certificate for a cloud fellow. So there are courses for that also, definitely. Okay, like what you said, we don't really worry about it. I mean, Amazon web space, AWS, we are not really worried. Google, we are not really worried because we understand that they all must be having the absolute real merit in whatever they are claiming. But still, like you have got a Google certified persons, that means Google runs this certificate course, AWS runs this certificate course, so that people can really look into and then arrive at whether this cloud is trustworthy, whether this cloud is dependable, whether this cloud, whether they will be able to do the SLA as they are really claiming, whether they will be able to do all those things we will do. I will send you further reading material, like you said, from Times of India. I got some other reading material which I will send to you because you are very much interested on that.
Yeah, one
Mr.
last
Karthik,
doubt, sir.
Karthik, sir, please send me an WhatsApp.
Send a mail, sir. I'll send. Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Meena, madam. Thanks for the claps. Yeah. Karthik, what is your last question?
My last question was, even without a basic knowledge on cloud, is it enough? Is it okay if we get into that line or try to know about it? Is that okay? Even without a
It
basic
is okay,
knowledge?
sir. I am also like you. It is okay. There's nothing. See, please understand, without anything, we are using cloud day in, day out. That's what I'm telling. Now that you know a little bit, so once you go through it, there are some books available on cloud and some more presentation. I'll send you the what as I don't know who suggested that I should put it on my website. Who is that gentleman?
Myself.
Is
sir,
he
myself.
available or? Pardon me?
Sir?
Rao Saab, you suggested. Meere Chepara?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. See, if I put in my website, that is also a cloud only.
Yes.
If you really look at it, when I put my data in my website and somebody said they downloaded it, so it is again in the cloud. So you can definitely do it, sir. I tell you, sir, many of the SMEs, the cloud is going to be a big boon for SMEs. And SMEs, we CMS can play a very major role on SMEs, help them. Okay. I
Okay,
don't know,
sir.
Mr. Ramchandran is still there or not. He was here sometime. So he runs an SME unit by himself. So putting a complete infrastructure, hardware and software, and then maintaining it is going to be a Herculean task for small companies. Okay, for big companies and corporates, it's a different ball game. For smaller companies, it may not be. So my only request is, whomever clients you come across, you can now guide them in case they are forward thinking onto the cloud. Or you
Okay,
can
sir.
go
Thank
for
you.
a hybrid. You can go for a hybrid. Some you can be in the private cloud, something can be on the public cloud. That also you can think.
Sir, I'll be messaging you in WhatsApp. We will talk, sir.
Yeah, sure. I'll be very happy. Mr. Kumar, you have anything to say?
Yeah, thank you, Srinivas Prasad, sir. I am Kumar from Vice Chairman, Bengaluru Chartered of Cost Accountants.
Yes. Bangalore.
Yeah.
Bangalore. Oh, great,
Yeah,
sir.
excellent presentation, sir. I'm very thank you.
Thank you
I thought
very
give
much.
one lecture for our PD members for our Bengaluru chapter.
Sure, sir. I am always ready. You can
Okay.
arrange, I will come. Because
Okay,
no, I have got this WebEx platform which is easy and
Yeah.
there is no time limit. 1.5 hours or 2 hours, we can definitely do. You tell me
Okay,
the
fine.
date, time, and the topic. We will do that.
Same topic you can
Sure,
address our members, sir.
Sure, sir. Please, definitely.
Okay,
Meena, madam.
I will send a
Sir.
communication.
Sure. You have noted down this one, mail ID and WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Or you-
WhatsApp number I am having, sir.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Kumarji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you. But
Thank
even
you,
you
sir.
have any point?
Yeah, sir, actually this cloud, whether public cloud is better or private cloud is better.
Sir, see, public cloud, bigger clouds, they have all real protocols to have. Okay, like your Tata has, Sifi has. Okay, all those people are there.
Okay.
There are so many small players are also available now. So we must be very careful to whom we go actually. And if you are, sometimes you may have to go for a hybrid sort of a thing. Okay, so we should be able to do that also. Hybrid also we'll be able to do. So you can have something on yours and something can be on this one. That also is possible. So it all depends between your client and his. See, there is a risk involved, as all of us were talking, but then the risk is very minimum. So it is a risk appetite of the client also matters when you are going to do these kind of.
So I used to suggest Google Cloud for my clients. And anyway, risk is there, but that risk is minimized only. Since
Minimize.
most of the companies, they do not have the data in particular place. It was scattered and one person resigned, that data already some
It
people
would have gone
deleted.
along with him. It would have gone with him in his laptop.
So company may not have that much of data availability in the company. In case of any audit or in case of any IT assessment or GST assessment going to come, that particular time they do not have that much of data in the company. So what we used to do, we used to create a year-wise folder. So how many years data are available, we used to keep it in the respective year folder itself. So maybe
Good. You said 20
10
years data you are able to retrieve. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So we keep it for n number of years and the company is also happy.
I think Vadivel, you should have done this session instead of me. That would have been.
No. So
Yeah.
you are genius.
Ah.
Your presentation is awesome. We are getting
thank
lot
you
of
very much.
information from your side.
Thank you. Ramji sir, you came online. Mr. Ramji from Coimbatore.
Yes, sir. Yes, he will.
Ramji had,
Yes,
had
he will
given
come.
his
He
session.
had a call.
Okay.
Just a
Oh,
moment.
acha.
He'll join.
Okay.
He will join.
Okay.
He was waiting to say you hi.
Oh, okay. acha.
Just a minute.
Mr. Vijay Anand, you have any point? You wanted to say something?
No,
Vijay?
sir. It has been excellent presentation, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I have this distinction between this platform of as service and infrastructure as service.
Uh,
What is the exact difference? I'm not able to get it. That difference between the PaaS and infrastructure as service.
Could you please repeat the question once again?
The difference between infrastructure as service and PaaS as service, platform as service. What is the difference between these two? I'm not able to get it properly.
yeah. Sorry, there was an issue. Yeah, Mr. Vijay, you were telling something. On service as a software as a service and platform
The
as a service.
software as
What
a
was
service,
your-
okay, sir. Like the clear distinction between infrastructure as service and the platform of service.
Yeah. I will give you some material for that, or off the line we will do that. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a bigger topic. It will take some more time. So we will do that. No issue.
Shall I come in
okay,
on that?
Pardon me?
Come in on that?
No. He was asking the difference between infrastructure as a service and platform as a service. Okay, I'll put it in a very simple way.
I wanted to come in on that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, please, sir. Yeah, sir, please.
Now, it is something like this. Let's say in a more physical environment, you have a server in your office and you have Oracle database loaded on that. Both of them you happen to own. The moment you go to cloud, both are not going to be owned by you. They are part of the cloud and you have access to the resource. There, the server is called the infrastructure as a resource, and the Oracle database management system, which sits on that server, that is called the platform as a service. And then on top of it can come SAP ERP, which is a software as a service. And you can go on multiplying that. That is how it is. The hierarchy of hardware, software, all of them get converted into a service, which means that you don't have to have them physically. Make it any clear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's like your hardware is being rented out and other is your software and other being rented out.
Yes. Sir, Murli Prasad,
There is one,
sir, thanks a lot for staying with us and then giving us additional input. Sir. It's an honor to all of us that you are with us.
pleasure is mine.
Sir, can we just have a glimpse of you, sir? If you can put your camera on.
I don't think I'll be presentable. I was at home and enjoying myself.
But then, sir, it's an honor to all of us that you are with us. Great, sir. Thank you, sir.
Not
Thanks a
all.
lot.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Now, I
Thank
just
you.
want to share. I want to share one more idea because it will immediately affect our, interaction with the cloud.
Yes, sir.
One thing we today note is that the moment you go to a large company and you ask them what is your ERP which you are running, and they say that we are running SAP. And over the years, we all know a little bit about SAP. I mean, what it does, what kind of features it has. So we asked them, is it SAP R3? And with almost a disdainful look, as if you were untouchable, they tell you that, no, we have got SAP HANA. HANA. Now, SAP HANA is the cloud version of SAP. Okay. Now, one way of looking at it is, as a cost auditor, now I can ignore it. I mean, I don't care whether they are on SAP R3 or they are on SAP ECC2, which was prior to that, or they are on HANA. I mean, let them have the satisfaction. But the point is that the disadvantage which comes with this moving to cloud is that the whole idiom of the software is fundamentally changed. If you have, let us say, worked for 10 years on SAP R3 and you walk into a SAP HANA environment, do nothing, you are helpless. Because the entire idiom is changed. The way the screens look, the way you operate them, the way the integration takes place, they're all different. The look and feel of the screens are different. Because they do that because they want to use the power, because you have great computing power. One of the things they have brought, which is amazing, is that the entire processing is done on memory resident software. Anybody who understands computers, they know that the software is residing partly in the memory, partly in the disk. It will be fetched from the disk, put into the memory. That's why you have a huge program. It will kind of slow down the results. Now this is memory resident. So they have kind of given it so much power that it is unbelievable. The process, the entire idiom is changed. And as a result, somebody, let's say as an auditor, walking into a HANA environment will just not know which key to press, even though he might have been 10 years into SAP R3. In fact, your cloud, to my mind, accelerates the obsolescence of the user. The user becomes obsolete the moment the changeover takes place. This is one danger you must be careful about. And if your client has moved on to cloud, and if he had been using any of these software earlier, it's not peculiar to SAP, any of these software. Now you see a big change in the look and feel of that software. You have another lesson to go through. I mean, you have to get yourself familiar with that. So there's a huge cost.
Yes.
I mean, we're discussing the cost of the changeover to cloud. There's a huge cost because it just doesn't change what is not visible to your eyes. It changes the look and feel. And there's a new learning. I sometimes feel that life is too short to keep learning all this. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the input, sir. In fact, in NMDC, where I was the advisor and driving the implementation, I just came out 3 months back because of my personal reasons. We did S4 HANA only, and what you say is true, sir. And S4 HANA is very, very fast because it is everything happens within the memory. And as you rightly said, the look and feel changes because I have been working on R3, as you rightly said, in SAIL. So when you come to S4 HANA, there is a lot of differences. But since NMDC it was a greenfield project, so they didn't know anything about R3 and all. So they didn't face much of a difficulty because they learned only in S4 HANA. So that way it was easy. But changeover from previous software to the new software is really a hassle, sir. I agree with you, sir. Mr. Ramji, we have not heard from you.
I was in another meeting, just came out.
Okay, thank you.
We are only talking about how to extract data from an ERP using software tools, and
Yes,
which
sir.
can address the control objectives. So I think
Okay,
here
okay.
also the same thing will be applicable. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, thank you. Kumarji,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Kumar, you can send me a mail or WhatsApp, then we
Yeah,
will
yes,
work
sir.
it out.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. If
WhatsApp number is same, no?
same.
636 some starting is there.
No. It is 94.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah. That was the old number, sir.
Yeah. 94
94 770
770
227.
227.
Yeah. That is it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone else have anything? Because I have not heard Satish, Shanti, Chinnappa Reddy.
Sir, this is Guru Prasad. This is Guru Prasad here. Am I audible?
Yeah, please. Yeah, Guru Prasad ji.
How are you, sir? Long time.
Fine. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
From Bangalore. So,
Yeah.
one quick question. Now
Yeah.
we have cloud computing. How do you see from maybe 5 years from now that robot process automation will impact the cloud computing?
RPA you are talking.
Yeah, how it will going to impact your cloud computing? Yeah, thanks.
Right now, I may not be able to answer that question with confidence. So maybe Murli Prasad sir will be able to help in case.
I think I've now become a great fan of this RPA.
Yes, sir. That is fine, sir.
Because I think that this is the next logical step. People talk about AI. I mean, people talk about AI and they think that it's one short step to AI. It is not. From where we are today, from online processing, we move on to RPA and robotic process automation. From there, we go on to machine learning. And from there, we go on to artificial intelligence. So there is at least 2 steps before you get into artificial intelligence, even though we use the term very loosely to refer to any kind of intervention automatically by the computer. Now, the point is like this. He asked how cloud change that. In fact, the cloud will not change that, because what is really happening in robotic process automation, the way you process the data is changing. I will give a small example and illustrate that. Talk about bill passing. For all I know, for almost 40 years, we have been talking about automating bill passing. Now, there are so many bills to be passed, incoming bills from the suppliers, and we want to automate that process. So various levels we have written codes to kind of get the input, process it, and the bill will automatically get passed. And if there is any rejection, the credit note will get automatically, the debit note will get automatically generated, and so on. Now, after that, when robotic process automation comes, then what you do is that you do not try to, the problem with conventional programming is that you have to exhaust all the possibilities beforehand. So if I want to automate bill passing, I must think of the 100 different conditions in which I will receive the bills. So I've got to exhaust it. With the robotic process automation, I allow the system to use every instance, every time a bill comes. Now it tries to develop an algorithm for passing that bill. So robotic process automation is very dynamic in the sense that it tends to react to every new condition that is there in a bill. It is quite likely, therefore, that in 5% of the cases, it will not get the right answer. That it will either pass a bill for the wrong amount or it will reject the bill.
Very true.
Next level, sorry. At the next level, you have this machine learning. That is, you don't write any logic. There is we talked about flow charts and all that. All that is thing of the past. They are destroyed. They go out. So what it does is you feed a large amount, let us say millions of bills that have been passed in the past, and you let the machine learn. So it takes 1 lakh past bills, and you have passed it with manual intervention for all the special conditions. You have tackled them in a particular way. Now the machine learning derives its algorithm. It doesn't ask for the algorithm. It derives the algorithm. And so long as it is within that 1 million cases which you fed into the computer, it will pass it correctly every time in future. That is what machine learning will do. And the next level will be the AI. AI will pass a bill for a condition which you have not fed into machine learning. That condition you had not anticipated, a particular bill. Let's say you paid an advance, the advance has to be adjusted at the time of bill passing. Now, the advance amount is greater than the value of the material. Now, you did not think of that case. Let us say the supply is over. That was the last day, so you cannot supply anything further. So, a situation like that, how should the system handle it? Every other approach will fail. Artificial intelligence will, by drawing from the previous knowledge about the conditions, develop its algorithm by which it can solve this. Maybe 90% accurate, maybe 95% accurate, not 100% accurate, but that is what it will come to. All accounting processes are eminent candidates for artificial intelligence. But to start with, they are all eminent candidates for RPA, which is robotic process automation. So you convert what was previously a program-driven automation to a robotic process automation. That's the next step. So cloud or no cloud, it doesn't make a difference, to come to the point which was raised by these people. Because cloud is a platform. Now, even if it is software, offering software as a service, somebody will be giving this RPA. Somebody will be giving this as a product. And there will be a cloud version of that product. You can buy and use that. Okay.
So thank you for a detailed explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Anybody else would like to have any input, or anybody wants to have any reflection? Otherwise, it is 8:30. We can close. Satish Saab, you have come on camera.
No, I have texted in your WhatsApp. It was an excellent session. I don't know.
Okay. Your voice is very low, Satish Saab.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm having some issues here because of the rain and all.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, with your permission, can we close the discussion? Maybe some other time we will take another interesting topic and then do what is going to be the future of maybe on blockchain or on cyber security, where we as CMAs we are supposed to get ready, future ready. That is what I was thinking. In fact, I was talking to some other friends today morning, like ABCD. We will not have A to Z programs. A for artificial intelligence, B for blockchain, C for you can say cloud computing, D for data analytics, E for effectiveness, and like say R for RPA. Like that, there are so many programs. Maybe over the time, this kind of an interaction with the inputs from people like you should be beneficial to all of us.
Yeah.
This is in my
one session maybe on HANA controlling module.
HANA controlling module we can do, sir. Okay, we will do that because for that people should have as Sam sir said, people should have some basically they should have worked and all. So we will do that. Not that we will not do.
Sir, Mr. Gurupal sir may address for a blockchain management.
See, the idea is why I keep it as an interaction is I may not be the expert on a subject, like even in cloud computing, I am not an expert, but then we can initiate the discussion and we can have a platform so that people like Lakshman Rao and Sam sir or Guru Prasad, you can give your inputs.
Yeah.
See, one way if I go on be talking, it will be like that. My face is not so very adorable, so you will get bored first of all. Number two, at this time I also want to learn from others, and then we can't go on be meeting everybody. So I thought this will be one we can start a discussion put some
Yeah.
of the basic inputs and then learn from others. That is
Yeah.
the whole idea, sir. We will
It's a
do that.
knowledge sharing program.
Knowledge sharing. In fact,
Yeah.
I have a very passionate, ambitious plan of doing the A for B for C for. So today we did on C for. So maybe some other time we'll start from any other letter and then we'll do a program. And I request all of you to please join and then give your input so that together
Yeah.
we learn more. That is what.
Yes, sir.
Sir, with all your permission, I am closing down the session. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you.
joining. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining. The special thanks to Sam, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.